Welcome to another episode of the Peak Potential Success Show. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, also best-selling author, and every single day I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on the show, we have another fascinating guest. On the show, we interview celebrities, entrepreneurs, business CEOs, multimillionaires, athletes, and artists to find out their path to success, how they're able to overcome challenges, adversity, and of course, their keys to success. And today's guest is definitely somebody who can add some input and add to that conversation because she is very, very good at what she does. She's very successful in investing and entrepreneurship, and she's just an amazing person. I've heard her speak a few times online at different conferences, and everybody listens to what she says because she is very, very good at what she does. She's started in the past. She's started, co-founded 2 startup companies. She's been involved with Nordson Corp, Nokia, Here Technologies, but today she's always out there helping individuals and families preserve and accumulate wealth through alternative investments. She is the person who not only does that, but goes out there and promotes the importance of financial literacy and education for adults and children. She is a person who goes out there and partners with emerging fund managers and entrepreneurs. She is the founder of Flying Tiger Capital and also the podcast of Mommy and Money. So please welcome investor, entrepreneur, and advisor, Ms. Jasmine Zhang.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. Always great speaking with people who are involved with so many different things and successful in so many different things, but still has time to go out there to promote the importance of education, financial literacy, and also helping kids really learn how to get out there and be successful in the world. So once again, thank you very much for being here. Now, before you got to where you are today, the person who's out there helping people, helping with investments and literacy, how did you get here? Because did you come out of school and go, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Um, no, I think part of I forget who said it. They said your purpose of your life is to find your gift. Then your gift is to give that gift. So to find what we really do, what I want to do is take a lot of errand. It is take a lot of time to figure out what you really want. You work in the corporate, you study in different field, then you finally, oh, this is something I want to do. And it is a discovery about yourself and also the purpose of life, I feel. Yeah. So, I born and raised in China, then went to Australia for school, then come to US for work. And my parents are small entrepreneurs. And we all know how hard an entrepreneur is. So their wish is I go to work in a big corporate. They think that's easy way out rather than, small entrepreneurs hustling every day, Then I did go to work in corporate, but I always have some side hustles. And I really enjoy the hustling part of it. That's why after working in corporate many years, then I started to, co-founding companies, doing entrepreneurship and try different things and try to where my passion land. And then I figured out I really enjoy technology. I really enjoy investment, and all my educational background is in economics, finance, accounting. So, VC is like a conjunction of those two. So I started in the investment in the VC, then from VC move up to a little bit value chain, doing some small cap private equity deals and real estate investment, digital mining in different area of investment. And that's like a really my focus is alternative investment rather than the public equity world. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned how you've always been involved with entrepreneurship from a very early age. What would you say is that very first experience of you doing entrepreneurship?
Wow. The first experience, I think, well, probably back to college. Then we all know Alibaba now, right? But back then they have a service at Taobao. And when I was a freshman in college, I actually started my first e-commerce shop on Taobao at that time, was selling some clothing, shoesing, that time I don't have really much money, so I don't really have an inventory. But what I do is I have a shop. We pretty much do marketing that someone will backdrop in shipping for me. So I done that and dealing with customer service, etc. That was back in gosh, how many years ago? 2005. So a long time ago, before Alibaba was taking off. Yeah.
What was it about entrepreneurship that made you go, wow, this is exactly what I'm made for. This is what I want. This is exciting. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
So it took me a while to really, be uh like be independent, be doing this entrepreneurship full time because as I said, my education and my parents' wish always is go to big platform, working for a big corporation. So I joined Nokia, back then it was called Nokia in 2013, working corporation. I was in their location commerce division. Right now it's the support afterwards they sold off that part of the business. But that really bring me to travel the world to see a lot of things, big corporation and also different cultural. My passion always traveling. So after travel to many countries, see different things and work in the tech space, then I started doing startups back in, side hustle back in 2014, doing some like fashion startup. Then form the team, work with a couple of people in tech industry and who have a resource back in China, silk, manufacturing, etc. So that startup failed, like many startup, that's many trials. So then, okay, maybe entrepreneur is not for me, seems really hard. Then, I started still working in the corporate, have a steady cash flow income, right? So then 2 years later, tried another startup is in the renewable energy industry. Actually, right now the EV was so hot. Back in 2016, we were trying to manufacture the battery separator for the battery used for the EV.
Mhm.
So that was epic failure as well. There's so many things about battery, renewable engineer and manufacturing, and also it's very that industry was very capital intensive. So, but there are a lot of things about fundraising, different source of financing, etc. I think that from that experience, I also learned a whole bunch of things. After working on that side hustle for a couple of years, 2 years, I would say, I got pregnant, had my first kids. Then I started really thinking about I want more control about my time rather than working the corporate. So at that time, I started doing some consulting work and I really use what I learned, in the corporate world about, product portfolio management and also side hustle, startup, fundraising, etc. Then I start to work in the VC side. Then after, on the deal team and also fundraising for the second fund, I realized I can do deals, I can fundraising. So that's the business of VC. So then I start my own shop. That's about around 2020-ish, starting independently doing like entrepreneurship.
What
Yeah.
was the biggest challenge for you for that transition from working corporate to going on your own? Like lots of people are going, well, I got so many people telling me not to do it. Some people going, well, I don't have the funds to start. What was your biggest challenge?
I think my biggest challenge is I know entrepreneurship is really hard because I see my parents work 24/7, feels like in that way. The only time they take off is the Chinese New Year. And grow up, we don't have like a vacation here, vacation there, that type of lifestyle. I always I say admire also. That's why I always hesitate go to that route. In the corporate world, very comfortable, really good lifestyle, work-life balance, whatever you call it. And also bigger platform, the people you deal with is selected people, right? It's a curated people, put it in that way. Once you go to entrepreneurship on your own, you will meet all sorts of people. There's a scammers, there's a people always want your money, try to, you know what I mean. But it's like you will meet all sorts of people, and so that was hesitation because I remember a good friend of mine, she still working for big corporation. She's doing really well there. She's like, I, study so hard, get educated, so I don't have to deal with that type of people, certain group of people. Which I understand 100%, but like for me is I want to control my time. I want to control my financial. So in order to achieve that, I think entrepreneurship is the way to go. So yeah.
So it looks like you have a good comparison. Like your friend is still in that corporate space, and I'm assuming she enjoys that space still. Work-life balance. Which one has more work-life balance now, you or her?
I mean, work-life balance is, I think, it defined very differently. She, she's in her 30s, but she's still single, no kids, so she's still working crazy. So a lot of long hours. Once you have a kid, your life, I won't say life goal, but like your priority kind of shift a little bit because especially young kids, they do require a lot of time and patience. You have to be there, certain things. Especially my husband also working in a very competitive field and travels a lot. So, two parents, if we both are not there, I think I just want to be there because I remember when I was young, yeah, my parents, none of them was there. Sometimes my parents even don't know which grade I was. They went to the teacher parent conference, like, which classroom are you? Like, oh, I don't want to be like that, right? So I learned a lot of things from my parents. Of course, their entrepreneurship, they can do attitude, but there are also certain things I want to upgrade my kids a little bit different because I feel I don't want my kids to be like lonely. Sometimes when I was little, I feel a little bit lonely because my parents was working hard, working busy, try to make me and my sister successful. They provide us, send two of us studying abroad. So I have a lot of praise for my parents, but I also there's certain thing I don't want, which is like spend time with kids. I think that's very important for me at this stage of my life, I would say.
No, I come from a family who has no entrepreneurship background, no business mindset, anything like that. So my parents were like, sure, try it. But then don't go full into it because you have a good job here. It's a good education. You've done the education and all that kind of stuff. So for somebody who's come from parents who had the entrepreneurship background, that mindset, how did they take the news that you wanted to do something else outside of corporate? Were they very supportive, or they, oh, don't do that, you're not going to sleep?
No, I think they always support whatever I want to do. Like starting Australia is my idea. I do everything by myself. Then they say whatever you want to do is support as long as you don't regret the decision you made. I think for them because they don't get enough education, so their entrepreneurship is much harder, compared to mine. They don't get enough support, and also their resources really limited. So they feel but they know education is the way out. And like education is to give you a boost star, something like that. So that's why they always value education a lot. Because they see those people working in a big corporation, then start their own. They feel that they have easy work compared with them. Start at the very bottom, and you have to navigate a lot to be able to have a life or they want. And until today, I feel like my parents, besides working, they don't know what to do. That's their whole life. They're in their, early 60s, yeah, that they're still like working really hard, almost like wake up, 6 until go to bed like 11, 12 o'clock. Feel like that's their life. They don't know what else to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you've done two startups. You work with a lot of new companies now, like you advise them, you coach them. You've also been involved with some big companies like Nokia and Here Technologies. What have you found as some of the most, what do you call it, some common challenges that big companies have versus startups have?
I think all the business is done by people. So that's the common, no matter what setting is, business setting or family setting or friend setting. I think the people, the cultural, a startup cultural and the corporate cultural, and the culture is made of the people, the mindset. So that's something in common. In corporate, in certain part of the corporate, because large corporation, there's a corporate culture, but also there's team cultural. Some team is more like entrepreneurship. Let's try that. Let's try this. And some team is there's give themselves a lot of boundaries. They're self-censor. I'll put it that way. Self-censor themselves. Certain things they cannot do, but who their leadership won't approve. But startup, they that cultural could be I never done that. I probably shouldn't do it that way. But some startups like let's do it. Let's especially in tech startup they always say ask forgiveness, rather than ask for permission. But I see that in corporate as well. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned before how When you went from corporate to entrepreneurship, it opened up a whole new world of people that you need to work with, talk to, network, and whatnot. Now, it sounds like from a very early age, you've always been an outgoing, sociable person. Have you found that that was something you still had to work on? And did you work on it more when you went into the entrepreneurship ship space?
That's a very interesting question. Everyone think I'm an extrovert. Actually, I'm an introvert. I remember I moved to US around 13 years ago. I was like a very stereotype Asian, really quiet, shy, but because like Asian culture is humble, you don't challenge your leadership, don't challenge your parents, the teacher, etc., right? So in US, you have to speak out. You have to fight for yourself. Especially in corporate America, if you don't speak, either people think you're stupid, you're arrogant, or you don't have anything contribute. So that's a totally, I would say, a little bit cultural difference, and also, it's the culture in the US business world as well. So I literally have to practice small talk. And I even bought a book of small talk, how to engage a conversation in small talk, public speaking, get myself out there, Sometimes people see me when I speak English, I'm different personal compared with I speak Chinese. Could be true as well, because in different setting you behave a little bit different. I feel like all my professional life, from the first job till now, my working language always English. So yeah, when I speak English, I present myself more like a American, more extrovert. Until today, I still need to learn that, doing that, and also especially when you entrepreneur, you deal with many different type of people, then your communication lifestyle also have to adapt to different people. So that's something I still try to learn and practice, and how to say, etc. Yeah, I think that's a lifetime learning for
I
both of
like how
you.
you mentioned, oh, in America you have to do small talk and, and you have to have this ability to speak up and all that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of my clients, and there's a lot of people out there who has that challenge of changing the way they communicate with people because they want to build relationships. However, they're conflicted with the point that, well, that's not who I really am. I'm being told to be authentic and being my true myself. But if you're telling me to, hey, work on small talk, that doesn't feel natural to me. So how did you
Mm.
overcome that struggle of, is this me? Is this not me? Should I do this or should I not?
I think that's still you. Small talk do not mean you tell a lie. It's just a way to warm up the situation. Just a break. Like I view it more like a break ice, and not everyone likes small talk. I understand that as well. But it's just I think that's like early in my career. That's just something I have to practice, like how to break into a social circle, and in a networking events, two or three people are talking, like how you break into that conversation. It's by small talk. I don't think that you present yourself is false. It's still you. It's still authentic. Be genuine. Do not come across very fake. I think there is a difference between um, authentic and pretentious, right? Pretend you are someone else. I'm not saying we're pretend to someone else. Just be authentic, and in small talk. Just again, just the means. It's not the purpose. Yeah.
Mhm. What are some of your go-to small talk topics that you bring up or to use to break ice?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think it depends on the situation. You need to have a situation awareness, and could be overheard certain question, then you just make comments, etc. The comment, the typical, usually the weather, the situation. If it's a party, then asking who invite there, how do you know the host, etc. If you have some common connections, I think a warm intro always so much better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of the alternative investments that you talk to your clients about or talk to people about is real estate. What was your first experience into the real estate area?
Real estate. So I've been investing in real estate for a really long time. I bought my first condo right after college in China, and always keep eyes on the market. I never done real estate full time. Always is part-time, was working, always looking for house market, buy condo, buy townhouse, or buy house for myself. Then we just keep that. We never sell. So accumulated a real estate portfolio. And during COVID, I really start to learn how to do real estate investment professionally. That's why I guess that's where we met, go to different seminars and learn different strategy ways. There's so many strategy way to play in the real estate world because it's such a big market. You can choose a single family, multi, flipping, non-hold, short-term rental, etc. So many ways to do real estate. And I think fundamentally is right. Real estate is asset class very stable, illiquid, and generate cash flow, and also have tax advantage. So I like the tax advantage part of it. And also it's a way to build a portfolio. I liked something passive, generate cash flow. So that enabled me to do some other awesome things.
Mm-hmm. Hearing you answer that question sounds like real estate is just another thing you need to do. It's like, oh, entrepreneurship, doing that. Real estate, did that when I was young, bought 4 condos very soon. It seems like it wasn't anything that's fearful to you at all. Is there anything that is fearful to you when it comes to making hard decisions, facing new deals or new opportunities? What scares you?
Um, it's a very interesting question. How I make decision, how I see the world might be a little bit different from other people. So when I encounter a new decision or any new business opportunity, the first question come to my mind is, what's worst case scenario? Can I handle that? If I cannot handle that, then you have to think again, is that right for you? If I can handle the worst case scenario, all the rest just better than the worst case, right? So yeah, if I can handle it, no problem. I can just go for it. Invest here, I lose a certain amount of money. Do I, that really affect my life? No. Okay, that's I really want to do this. Let's do it. So that's how I think. Yeah.
So one of those things that you've also started is teaching people about financial literacy education, because there's a lot of people out there who don't understand this type of world, these concepts that you are an expert in. Can you first answer why it's so unknown? Why isn't this type of education being taught on a regular basis, where we're taught so many other things that we may or may not need?
Yeah, it's something not been taught at school, and also it's something we formalize our relationship with, like it's a relationship between you and the money, like how you talk about money. For a certain family, talk about money is a kind of a taboo. They don't talk about it. They think, money is dirty, money is bad, or whatever. Money is money. How you view that, it's about your viewpoint about money, right? So, for finance, family finance planning, especially, I think that goes a lot to their upbringing and their relationship with money, how they view money. I think for me, sometimes I do some seminars in my community, or educate people about alternative investment or certain asset class. It's about really, push the boundary a little bit rather than, besides the traditionally, CDs or stock or a little bit bond, those type of investment. I like to push people's boundary, to open their doors about opportunity, about other type of investment. Yeah.
What is usually the first thing that you suggest, or the first thing that you share that allows them to kind of break that mold of traditional thoughts on what money is all about and how they should look at it?
I feel like in first conversation to know their relationship with money, that's a little bit hard to do. So normally I started with know their personality, know the person a little bit. Then there is a family financial planning model I personally like, which is like a pyramid. On the bottom is a very safe investment. It's like health insurance, life insurance, property insurance, everything, cover the worst case scenario. Then on top of that, you have build a little bit of liquidity, 6 months of liquidity. If anything happens, you have a liquidity support yourself 6 months. Then after that, it's access to investment like a public equity, long-term, short-term, and also index fund, etc. Then on top of that is alternative investment. For real estate, normally it's a long-term hold, right? Because of transaction costs, etc. So then on top of that is, more risky investment like venture capital, private equity, or individual stock, sometimes also considered risky. So, I want to see where they are in terms of their experience about different layers of this in family portfolio management or family investment. Yeah, once I know that, then I can show, it's a certain area. I can normally I start share with my own story, like where I invest, where I do, where I see the market, etc. So yeah, or I don't have a lot of investor because a lot of things we invest our own money, but I started taking some outside investor, friends and family first, and then it's a relationship building because especially in the money management industry, I feel a lot of them is trust. So we have to establish that trust first. Then they will see you as a thought leader or see you as a valuable advisor, do deals together, etc. Yeah, so it's hard to just have that conversation, like what's your relationship with money first. It's normally is build relationship. There's some investor invest me. We've been building relationship for years. And they trust me. I pretty much, they sometimes every deal I do, they will like co-invest with me. So I do quality over quantity. So I don't have a lot, but like the family I work with is we build a long-term trust relationship. Yeah.
Now, one way to build that trust, spread the message, and build those relationships is starting a podcast, which you have done, Money and Mommy. With that, what was the thought process of that? How did that get started, and what type of topics do you deal with that allows you to really spread that message out there and get out to more and more people?
Yeah. So personally, I'm very private person, and also marketing sales is not my forte. So like start podcast, post on social media is something like as an entrepreneur, you keep learning, you have to do it. And podcast, I really like it because I drive a lot, take my kids to school, etc. That's where I listen to other people's podcasts. And I really enjoying the conversational, in-depth conversation. So that's why I like podcast format and also to build relationship. Like we consider business acquaintance, like see each other somewhere, but really, really not have a deep conversation like this, right? I think it's a great way to build a relationship for me with the guests, and also shared piece of wisdom. Everyone have some advice, knowledge, a piece of wisdom to share. You never know that piece of wisdom will impact other people's life. Social media either is Instagram, Facebook, or podcast, just a way for me to increase my impact to reach more people rather than close friends and family around me locally in Chicago. But like internet's really amplify that impact. Yeah.
I liked what you talked about, the fact that you yourself is a private person. However, if you want to be successful in entrepreneurship, you need to use social media. So for you, when it comes to social media, how do you view it? How do you utilize it so that one, you're not too out there, but two, you're out there enough? Right? That's what people struggle with. Well, I want to post about my family, I want to post about this, and I'll post about my work.
Yeah, yeah, that's struggle. I guess I'm still struggle that even I built a certain number of followers on different social media channel. And also you share like you mentioned, you share too much, then people um, you know, either is a scammer or you don't want exposure your family or your personal life too much, but you don't share enough, then you are never personal, then people view you just use that account to gain customer or whatever. So it's not because we put our name there, so it is a personal account, it's not a business account. If a business account is a different story, but it is a personal account. So I try to balance what I share nowadays and also how to share and constantly. And yeah, that's a good question, but I'm still struggling, I guess, and also consistent posting, etc. I still need to do that. I at one point I did hire a assistant to post for me. Then then I feel like that's not you, right? Like you mentioned, that may not be you. Then I started to take it back, then post myself. Then you get lazy or you forget to post it. Then you don't have that urge to share. Then you forget about it. It's like yeah, it's not a habit for me yet to share a lot on social media. But I think I'm over the years I put enough content out there, and it's there, but it's not present in a really big way. Still learning and what type of content to share, and hopefully can bring value rather than just oh look how awesome my life is, how whatever, right? It's I know not bragging, not a big show off your lifestyle, but there is a marketing called lifestyle marketing. So yeah, I'm also learning those type of things. If you don't, sometimes people tell me, oh, if you don't show your lifestyle, how could people know you are actually doing really well and sort of like give them I don't know, a goal, whatever, not goal, but give them like a example, like how life can be, etc. I don't know. I'm still struggling, to be honest. What's the right way to present myself in the social media? But at least I'm being very authentic and genuine to share everything I try to share. Yeah.
I think one of those struggles and challenges is that the different types of marketing is for different types of people.
Right.
When you only have the one platform that you're putting everything in, do you
Yeah.
mix all the different types of marketing to try and get more and more people, right? And it's just kind of makes it confusing for one group versus the other, right? So
Right.
how do you see that? How do you balance that out? Or is that something you're still kind of sorting out?
I think I started sharing different content in different channels. Uh, so for like in the Chinese community, they use WeChat. So on the WeChat moments, I share a little bit more private stuff. But on the more public platform, I share more business content. Occasionally, I may share a little bit like my kids, my life, because we do call mommy and money. So people have to know what's your you look like who you are, right? So if you just only share business, sometimes it may not be personal enough to connect with my audience. So yeah, but I know at least I would say I share very genuinely and authentically. Yeah.
No, at the very beginning, aside from you working on building relationships, financial education, and building that trust with communities and whatnot, you also go and partner up with emerging entrepreneurs and managers. What are you looking for specifically in order for you to partner up with people?
Um, like everything, we cannot do everything by ourselves. So I also had a great success to partner with emerging fund managers. Just give one example. So my friend Tony started Chicago Atlantic back in 2019, 2020. At that time, I invest with him. So right now, after 4 or 5 years growth, right now that private equity firm manage around 2 billion on asset under management. So I really like work with emerging fund manager because one is I see my track record. Another one is emerging fund manager, they are like entrepreneurs. They have to hustle and to make the mark in the industry and to be successful. In order to have a career, you have to like hustle to really try to make it. Rather than really established fund manager. Really established fund manager, I feel their incentive are not quite aligned with investors. Sometimes it's all about asset under management because that's where they get enough fee to be very comfortable. They get really large fee, so they already live a very comfortable life. Rather than emerging fund manager, they have to work hard, really make the investment work or make the deal work. So actually this year, I also start to partner with people on the real estate side. So we launched a little fund together on the real estate side and invest in single family homes. So that strategy works for me because my past experience, my track record, and also the incentive. So incentive drive behaviors. I really like to see the incentives align. it's like as you heard, like I do many things, but each thing I do, I have a partner there with me. So, on the VC side, I have a partner with me, and we invest our own money. Like each deal we do, we put our own money in there. And for real estate, I got partners. For like digital mining, I got partners. And yeah, I think a partner is for me to grow and do many things rather than because to be honest, I'm kind of like generalist, right? So generalist specialize certain area, but like as a family office, we do invest different asset class and different segments. So partner is way to go, yeah.
Mm. No, I know you hang out with a lot of different types of people, some very famous CEOs and celebrities and coaches. For you, what have you found to be the most interesting or obscure advice that you were given by very highly successful people?
Yeah, I get a different Western, like a piece of Western from different people. It depends. Sometimes I may not get it at the first place, but like as time goes, and once in the certain situation, you start to realize that piece of advice is very valuable. For example, I think, and we both know JT, he keep mentioning working life balance. You can have it all, but not at the same time. I totally agree with that. And that's why I I I start to like a certain stage of my life, I focus different things. Right now, my kids are young, so my family always take first place. Once they getting older, maybe my business take first place. Then my business and the family were doing well. Maybe might take myself as first place. Things I always want to do, or for do something not for money or for nothing, just because I want to do it.
Mm,
So I guess a different stage of life, I'll probably take different thing as priority.
mm,
That's advice I really like. And another advice is uh, it's not something I hang out with, but like Elon Musk is someone I really admire a lot. I feel he's a visionary in our era, right? So he always say, uh, be kind. Nice is harder than being smart. I really found that's very true. Once work with a lot of entrepreneurs, work with a lot of emerging fund manager, work with different partners, I found be kind and be a really good people. It's hard. I put in that way is because, especially when doing business, when money get involved, uh, people's true character will show. No matter how long you've been friends together, and their true character you may not know once you're in the tough tough situation. They always will looking for themselves,
mhm,
do everything they can, do desperate things. Desperate people do desperate things. So that's why it took me a long time to find good partners. I have to make sure I know them, I know their personality, know their character, in the difficult situation, how they make decisions.
mm,
That's very important to know rather than, their social media or their appearance on magazine or on TV, whatever. That type of thing is not that important. That's just very superficial.
mm,
For me to partner with someone or invest something, I have to know, uh, you know, it's part of due diligence, I would say, is know themselves well enough to trust them enough, either with money or time, whatever, or resource I put into the deal.
mm,
Do multiple level for uh, due diligence, yeah, from different angles. Yeah.
mm. And my last final formal question for you would be putting you on the world stage, and if you had any advice or comment or message, what would that one message be that you want people to remember you for?
Um, just be fearless. Just do it. Yeah. If you want to be entrepreneur, just do it. Whatever you want to do, want to travel the world, just do it. Yeah. Don't wait. Don't limit yourself. Yeah. Push
Mm,
the boundary.
I see. That's nice and short and to the point. Before I let you go, five very quick rapid fire questions. Give me the first thing that comes to mind. You're stranded on the deserted island, one food to eat for the rest of your life, no consequence.
The food.
Yes, something to eat for the rest of your life, no consequence. One food.
Well, whatever food I want
Yeah.
in the island. Oh, gosh, that's a tough choice. Like I'm very foodie, so I like what type of food. I would say the comfort food from my hometown, Chongqing, like spicy Sichuan type food, Sudanese food.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not one food. That's one cuisine. Yeah.
You just
Well,
encompassed the entire.
right. Entire region.
I'll let
Yeah.
you take that. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
Hollywood calls and goes, "Hey, we love your story. We would like to do a biopic on you. Who would you cast to play you?"
Past play. I don't know. Um, can I pass this question? I have no idea. Like I really don't know. Nothing come to my mind right now. It's like a blank. Yeah.
Hidden talent that not many people know about.
My hidden talent. Connect dots.
A special superpower that you would love to have.
Sales skills.
Pardon?
Sales skills.
Sales
Sales.
skills.
Yes.
And my last one is give me a number from 1 to 4.
And
1 to 4.
see, oh, it's 1 to 4. I'll give you three.
1, 2, 3. So if you had to relate success to ribbons, how would you use ribbons as a metaphor for success?
Ribbons for success. Uh, gosh. This is a really random question. So ribbon, I guess, just a representation of your stage of life, different success. Yeah. Milestone achievement.
Let's see then. Thank you very much. So that's how success is like ribbons. Any final words from you, and how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, very thank you for having me. And the people can find me Jasmine using and on all social media, same name. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So everybody else, make sure you connect with Jasmine. Great podcast, great content on her social media, and obviously somebody who's really good at what she does. So if anybody has questions, make sure you connect with Jasmine. Once again, she's Jasmine. My name is Fong. Until next time, today is the day to lock your peak potential. We'll see you later.